Hey guys, so it's been a long morning. I'm actually still in my pajamas right now. Went to check on a cow that was in labor and noticed she was in distress. There was some blood in the discharge, and which is not a good sign. And finally got her caught and realized the baby's breached. There's the tails hanging out. So I'm at the vet right now for an emergency visit, and we are going to try to pull the calf. It's very unlikely that the baby's going to survive because the oxygen gets cut off when they're breached like this. The umbilical cord will get pinched, and yeah, the baby will suffocate. So unless there's a miracle, it's not going to survive. But the cow needs help, and so we're going to try to get the baby out of here, and hopefully she'll be okay.
I'm not saying it's totally impossible. Sometimes they can get their feet up like this. One thing you're always looking for, these dew claws here. Dew claws should always be up. And so when they're in the right position, we'll have to deliver backwards. So chains on, one chain loop that goes above the knuckle, one chain loop beneath the knuckle that just keeps from breaking the calf's leg if it was alive. Based on the color of what's coming out of there, I don't think it is. What's up? That's what we use there. And then go on here. Pull this way.
That way she wants to go all the way down to the
She's going to just let her lay down on her side there and she can push.
You'll just kind of hold on to her.
I got the hips through, it's almost over. Come grab the chain with me. Pull down with me. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So you can see the afterbirth came right out with it. It was detached. So
Yeah.
It's not going to be alive, but
Sure.
do that. I'm just going to check her real quick and make sure not a second calf. Clear all the way down. There's no big tearing or anything in there. So she did fine, just bad position. All right, Angel, I'm sorry. You're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. Variable how much time you have once you notice it, that she's in labor. What we usually follow is a thumb rule. So we'll say if you see that her water's broke and you see an inch of hoof, about every 30 minutes you should see some progress. So typically that's a little more hoof or a little more leg every 30 minutes. So as long as there's progress in that amount of time, we don't get too concerned. But if we go 30 minutes without any progress, usually that's the time to intervene. In this case, you know, she never did progress, and sometimes that's what happens is you think you don't even really know if she's in labor. In this case, the cow is the feet didn't make it into the birth canal, and so she never really got the full stimulation to push and lay down because this little bum was just sticking in there, and so some people will not even know that she's in labor. They just think she's uncomfortable because they don't see anything. They don't see any fluid because the calf is not in the right position and it's not making her go further into labor. So this case, you kind of saw what happened. We got those feet up in there and it started coming through the canal and she wanted to lay down so she could start pushing. So that was what stimulated her. But typically, that we follow that 30-minute rule of progress. There's somewhere, it varies, somewhere between up to 10 hours that a calf could be in active labor, stuck, and the calf could still live. As long as the placenta is still attached to the uterus, that baby has a blood supply going into its umbilical artery and vein there, then the calf can stay alive. But with stress and the cow giving up, that placenta will separate, and then you've got a calf in there with no lifeline. And then we talk too about backwards calves or breech calves like this. When we're pulling them backwards, their umbilical vein or umbilical cord there is back there. And so typically in a normal birth, they come out forwards, and that's the last thing that rips out because their head's already out and they're already always on the ground, and then it breaks. But when you pull them backwards, you get those legs out, that umbilical cord is stuck against mom's pelvis, and it'll smush it, stop her blood supply. In this case, I don't think it was compressed. I think it was just that the timing had been too long and the placenta separated, and you saw it all came out as soon as we delivered it. The placenta was already detached from mom, so there was no way it was going to make it. It's going to be all right. Let's turn this way. There you go. Nice job. Beautiful. Beautiful. Nice. We'll have better luck next time.